Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gautami Sinha, a first year HRM student at XLRI Jamsedpur. Since we all know that CAT is around 20 days away, so let us talk about a schedule that you can follow during these days. And this is actually the schedule that helped me crack both XAT and CAT. So, I was a full-time working professional. So the only times when I could give full-length mocks was during the weekends, that is Saturdays and Sundays. So on Saturdays, I used to target, both on Saturdays and Sundays, I used to target the time slot when I was supposed to give my actual CAT exam. And for me, it was the third slot. So I used to sit around the evening, and that is around 4:30, and then take a break of half an hour or 1 hour after giving the mock, and then I used to analyze the mock, and I used to repeat this process for both Saturdays and Sundays. And in both these mocks I could see that there are certain topics which I'm weak at, so I used to note down those particular topics, the headings and the particular types of sums that I could not do, and I used to make the list of topics that I need to follow or need to revise, read and go through for the upcoming week. And after coming back from office on the weekdays, what I used to do is I used to go through these topics first, and then I used to appear for one sectional mock, and that sectional mock could be anything like VAR, CDI, LR, quants, whatever I was feeling like doing that day. And it is also very important that in the sectional mocks, the topics that you are revising and the type of sums that you thought that you are not being able to do in the full length mocks, you should be able to do it in those sectional mocks, because that is where the analyzing comes into play, and that is where you understand that you are getting better at the topics. And also, before going to bed, I used to always read an essay and then go, because you never know what happens with VARC. For example, my mocks in my last 20 or 1 month, 20 days or 1 month, I used to get really high marks. It was around 35 to 45. The range was quite high, but the marks were always sufficient enough to get a great percentile at CAT. But finally, on the D day, my VARC score was not as good as my mock marks. So yeah, anyways, and also do not fixate upon the mock marks that you're getting right now, and because it might change in the D-Day, and you never know when CAT is going to change their paper style absolutely. So do not go with a mindset that this is the strategy that I'm going to follow, I'm going to stick to it whatever, like come what may. Never do that, because you never know when your strategy is going to backfire. Another suggestion would be, take every question at their face value. Do not think that I might be able to do it, I might not be able to do it, so I might come back to it later, then I'll do it. Don't go for things like that. If you think you can solve the question, solve it then and there and leave it. If you cannot, leave it. Also, another thing, don't try to solve all the questions in VARC. Only if you're sure, go ahead, that's great. But in most cases, for people like me, they are not sure. So there's a 50-50 chance, like out of the 4 options that we get, 2 are easily eliminated, but there are 2 options which are a bit confusing. So if that's the case with you, then I used to attempt those, and most of the cases it turned out to be right. But my point is, if you see that you are confused between all the 4 options, do not try to mark it, because in that point, like, you haven't understood the essay really, so you'll have to go through it again. And also, at this point, do not burn yourself out. Do not lose hope. Whatever mock marks you are getting, try to improve upon that. Compete with yourself, not with the score versus percentile matrix. Don't go by that. I would say, since there are just 20 days left, if you haven't started a topic, if you haven't been through a topic, don't start it now. You will see that for the topics that you have covered, there are certain types that you probably are not being able to do. Focus on those. For example, if you are well versed maybe with profit and loss, and there are certain types of sums that you are unable to do, so try to focus on that, try to cope up that, so that when on the D date comes, you're able to do those kinds of sums. But suppose you haven't been through logs ever, so at this point, don't take up logs. You can just go through the basic formula, write it down, and yeah, another thing would be writing down all the formulas in one page and going through the formulas over and over every day. So that will include basic formulas like for logs, trigonometry, and all the algebra formulas that are there. So the basic ones that you have been through in classes 9 and 10. So for me, I already had those written, so I did not have to do it again. But if you don't have it right now, write it down on some paper, paste it somewhere so that you can see it every day. Whenever you come and go, you can just go through the formulas. And not that they always give straightforward formula based questions, no, it's not like that, but even then having those handy will help you. And for your revision, I've also shared my notes, and I'll probably link the video somewhere here or here, maybe. I'm not sure, I'm new to this. Anyways, so do check out that video. In the description, you'll get my handwritten notes, and that will probably help you to revise before CAT, especially in this last 20 days. All the best to all of you appearing for the exam. And for those of you who are not being able to reach the marks that you want in your mocks, don't lose hope, because you never know what's going to happen on the D-Day and how the wheels of fortune might turn into your favor. And for those who are scoring great in mocks, you're doing great, and don't burn yourself out, and stick there till the last step, and I'm pretty sure you're going to succeed. All the best. Bye.